Okay, so yesterday or day before, I think it was yesterday morning, I woke up, no water. Woke up late, and this thing was not pumping water at all, and the pressure was low. I tried holding this up. If you hold this up a little bit till the contacts connect, and I'm not going to do it because they're connected right now. If you hold it up, it'll charge it and it'll build your pressure back up. Sometimes you have to reset these by taking the lid off. And where did I put the lid? I threw this plastic down because it was wet here. But I took the lid off. Once before we lost power and accidentally we ran some of the water. If you ever lose power, don't run the water. Don't run the water because you'll lose pressure. If it gets under 40 pounds, you got to hold this up until it, not all the way, about halfway. If I pull this up a little further, it'll start filling up. You don't want to flip it all the way up, but once it gets past 40 pounds, you can let go and it'll do it on its own. But anyway, I did that and nothing. I was getting no water. I had no pressure. I put the carbon filter in there, and if you have stinky water, that carbon filter, I know it's not mounted correctly. I should have a bracket on there on that post, but it's held up. It's pretty black. It needs changed. That is a clear filter, but I need to change out that carbon filter, and that'll get rid of that stinky smell. And by the way, I like the stone foundation in this house. That's one reason I like this house, is this old stone foundation built in 1880, 1890. But anyway, so no water. So I checked the switch, made sure I was getting power to my box, getting power to all the fuse boxes, and I was. And I'll take you outside. It's got a low ceiling down here though. But I'll take you outside and show you where the well casing is. And I was told the pit, what's it called? The pitless valve, or the pitless fitting out here on the side of the weld casing was, what did I do with my flashlight? It's in the truck door. I was told the pitless was probably bad or needed pulled, and it did have a pitless. But here's the well casing, and I did cut some wires off there that were pretty crappy. I mean, it could have been the case that there were some bad wires, but I did cut some off. But there is I got lucky. There is a rope to pull it out, and also there's I'll post a picture maybe, but there's on the side of the casing, there's a valve that slides in that basically supports the wellhead or the pump, and the plastic, the 1-inch plastic line, PVC line that goes down to the pump. And this well, thank God, was only 60 feet. It only went just past that tree right there. So that's all the further it went, thank God. So there wasn't a whole lot to pull up. When I did, I checked the wiring and taped some of the wiring and put new wire nuts on there. But we had to make a T-tool, and it's already up in the attic. It's this 1-inch piece of pipe, and it goes down there, and there's a hole in the top of the pitless valve, or pitless fitting, that you screw that pipe into, and then you put a T on top of your 6 foot. Mine ended up being 6 foot. I cut it about 6 foot, which took it up about here. Screw the 1-inch pipe in, put your T fitting on, put handles on there. That way if you drop it, the handles will be supported by the casing. And then you just wiggle it back and forth, because that pitless fitting gets corroded and it gets kind of jammed up. So you kind of got to wiggle it, loosen up, and pull up. And it's got a O-ring that goes against the fitting that comes in from the outside, and it seals the line. so you don't have to dig a pit down around your casing. When I first looked at it, it looked like an elbow, but it was so full of crud, I took that pipe and stuck it over that pitless valve and vacuumed out all the rust that fell down. We have some hard water, but all the rust that fell down on top of that where the pipe screws in. And it's just a empty hole, just a dead hole there with the threads in there to stick that the T-tool on. Like I said, it's 1-inch pipe, and it just screws into the top of the pitless valve or pitless fitting, and then you put your T-handle on there and 2 people pull up on it. And what I did is worked it back and forth, got it loose, and we were able to pick it up. And actually, we didn't even need the tractor. We just hand over handed it and stretched it out just past that tree. And then we pulled the old pump off and put a new pump on it. And we got water. It's working. So it was pretty easy. I was afraid it was 185 feet, but thank God it wasn't. I did drain the water off downstairs so that we wouldn't have suction. Because sometimes if you don't drain right there by your right there at the pressure switch I showed you, if you don't drain that valve right there, you could have suction and it makes it hard to lift that thing up. But I did drain it with a garden hose what I could, and then we were able to pick it right up out of there. So everything's good. I have water. It cost me about $350 for the new pump, but the last pump I think was a 1/2 horse, and I went with a 3/4 horse. I kind of overkilled it for the depth of the well. It's only 60 foot, so 3/4 horse kind of overkill, but it's working. I can water the horses and finally get my shower, and I called off work today so I get this done. But yeah, it wasn't bad at all anyway. So if you have a well and you have the same issue, I never knew about a pitless valve or pitless fitting. You can look them up. There's all kinds of YouTube videos on the pitless adapter or pitless fitting on the well casing, and that'll tell you all you need to know. The rest is pretty much hook up your hots, hook up your neutral, and your ground, and you're good to go. We flipped the switch and she's running. We got water at all the sinks and everything. So anyway, I hope this helps you, because it sure helped me looking at the YouTube videos other people put up. There's plenty of YouTube videos out there on that pitless fitting. So that's all you really need to look up is about your pitless fitting, and the rest is there was one guy that did recommend going to Harbor Freight, which I did do today. I picked up the vice grips with the chain. Every time you pull up on it, you can take the chain, wrap it around your pipe. When you lift it up as high as you can, you slide one of the, I bought 2 of them, so you slide that down and you clamp it tight on your pipe, and you can let go, and it sits on that. It'll sit there for a second until you can get another better grip and pull it up, and then you can kind of just move them up and down on the pipe as you're pulling it out of the well, which once we got to pulling it and got the suction off there, we were able to pull it right out and, like I said, stretch it out there. So that was helpful. Anyway, I hope this helped you. You guys have a good day. Now I can get the water and the horses and spend some time with 2 sucks, and y'all have a good day. Thanks for watching.